Welcome to another episode of Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news and insights from Littlefield Agency.
Welcome back to another edition of Little Talks with Littlefield Agency. I am Sam Littlefield, and this is...
I'm Roop. I don't know what camera am I... I got in trouble for not looking at the camera last week.
The same camera that you're supposed to look at every week for the last 3 years.
But you know what I was doing? If you're watching, I was doing this. I was looking up here. Brandon said at the monitor, but I think I was looking at Brandon.
So you like looking at yourself is what you're saying.
I can't... These glasses are only for up close. I actually can't see that far. This way I can see the script.
So you can see the script?
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. It's, gosh almighty, it's the second to last day of July.
Yeah, flying.
Where'd summer go?
Whole year's flying by.
Whole year's flying by. They tell you that happens when you get older. It's really true.
I know.
Claude, you just wait.
Yeah, it's gone really fast for me. My 6 months is coming up.
That's insane.
It feels like she's been here a lot longer.
That is insane. Well, hey, sitting next to Claude today, you can't see her. We have Jules Holver. Julia, you call her...
Julia. Her name is Julia, but that's not how it was pronounced to me.
Nah, you've been struggling.
It was Julia.
Julia. Anyway, Julia Holver's with us. It is Joy Holver's daughter, and she is way ahead of the game. When I was 17 years old, God knows what I was doing, and she decided to shadow her mom for a week, which is awesome. Good for you. It's amazing. So Jules is in the studio. Welcome to the studio, Jules. Tatum's last day in the studio. Sad. That's okay. She'll be back. I'll be back around and be a friendly face. We got Rib Crib in the house later this afternoon for a fun meeting. So shout out to Sean and Steven from Rib Crib. And then this Thursday is a big day. I'm going to let you announce this one. What's going on with Ditch Witch on Thursday?
This Thursday, we have our friends from Ditch Witch in the studio recording the first few episodes of their new podcast, Beyond the Moon.
Super awesome. Nice, Claude. Freaking nailed it.
Yeah, it is super
Great
awesome.
work.
Fun fact for people listening to this podcast, those episodes will not be the first ones released, though.
And that's why we're versatile.
Yeah.
I love that.
We've got a different plan for them that I think is going to be pretty cool.
Sean's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see him in action. He's a natural, so it'll work out really well.
Yeah, he's going to do well.
Big week here as we coast into August, back to school starting up. A lot of moving pieces, but God, it's good. I just love this time of year.
Yeah. Our inbound plans are coming together.
Inbound plans are coming together.
Everything's happening.
And it's just, I always say it's this time of year is when people kind of start, summer's great and it's wonderful, but it's like, I'm ready to take charge. Let's go, people, right? Let's freaking go.
Yeah, let's freaking go. I was about to go to the whole thing with Deadpool, but we don't need to.
No, we don't need to. No, we'll stay on topic today because you have a big meeting here in about 20 minutes, so we got to be on topic.
We got to get through it.
I'm very excited for this topic today. We have topic number 1, Claude. We're calling this. I'm doing this exercise, and it's I talk to a lot of prospective customers every week, and I wrote down a list of questions that I frequently get asked, and there's one that gets asked in the B2B manufacturing world almost every call. So this topic is called closing the ROI attribution loop. And what we mean by that is I talked to someone last week and I was like, okay, this is the 45th time I've heard this year and we need to address it on the podcast. And it's, hey, marketing, they're out there. We're trying to soften the beaches and create, good qualified leads. We deliver those leads to the sales team or the dealerships, the distributors. And then you never know if marketing actually did their job and closed that sale because sometimes your salesmen are very, very busy selling. We totally understand that. Your dealerships have a lot of moving pieces. And what happens when Steve Roop bought a $500,000 piece of equipment, but we know that he came through a marketing campaign, but we never know if he actually bought said equipment. So we're going to address that topic today, which I think is really good. I think it's really timely. As you're listening there, do we have the answer? Kind of
a little bit. And by the way, that closing that attribution loop is not just so marketing can pat itself on the back.
No.
When you can close that loop, it helps guys like, we always mention Chris, and he'll never be on the podcast, but our analytics and media guy, it helps guys like Chris work better with your budget. So when he's targeting an audience, when we know someone who definitely came through and bought and how much they bought for how much money they spent with you.
There you go.
He's able to find lookalike audiences and other people like that he can do better targeting.
And it's a wonderful point. Makes him way more excited too. That's a great one.
Oh, yeah.
But also, to you B2B marketers out there, we understand there are a lot of sales teams that are saying, hey, what's marketing doing for me today? I mean, that's very much, I hear that all the time. We see that across the board with some of our clients. This is why you get this
question all the time.
Absolutely. And it's a very fair and valid one. If we all figured it out, man, it's going to be, and we kind of have figured it out. So that's what we're here to talk about today. Is we got this question. I mean, I've had this question a million times in the last few years, is what have we done in the last year? And I don't want to get into specifics, but how are we understanding that Jules came in through a marketing campaign, and whether it was 2 weeks later, whether it was 6 months later, eventually purchased product of our customers, and then we can link that back up to the original initiation of her showing interest in our product. Roop, take it away.
All right. Well, right out of the gate, the first thing you're going to need more times than not is you're going to need a CRM system or some sort of mechanism for tracking your customers and their activities and their sales activities. There's tons of them. We love HubSpot. You know that. We're a HubSpot partner. Salesforce does it. There's tons. But you're going to need something that tracks that activity.
Okay. Check.
And there's some automations that happen within there. But where the automations fall short is when a human has to be involved and has to, in some way, a salesperson or a dealership has to report back that sale completed. So we've seen a few different ways to close that loop using a CRM, and we thought we'd go through some of those today.
Perfect.
All right. So again, there's no way to do this short up 100%. Humans are still involved. They're going to fail us time to time, but you can incentivize it, make it easier for them as well. So if you don't have an automated way where this is just happening, say at a cash register, which most of our B2B clients don't operate a cash register.
There's financing involved.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
If you're a restaurant chain though, like say Rib Crib, we do know that. Like there's systems in place that will report back. But if you're not one of those folks, these are some ways you can do that. Things we've seen work include warranty registrations, which seems pretty easy, right? Like that's an incentive. Most of these are going to involve some incentive for either the dealer or the customer to close that loop for you. So if you're having an issue where a dealer or a salesperson just is too, frankly, I get it, too busy to report that back. They've got the sale and boom, they're on to the next. You can also incentivize that customer to report back. And
Totally.
Warranty registrations are a great way to do that. So when they fill out that warranty registration, you want them to do it online on a form that ties back into your CRM, and then you can close that loop. When that piece of equipment goes out and ships to that individual, to that dealership or that salesperson, you know you sent it out. Now you know it's coming back, and you can track that through serial numbers and things like that.
And we get, and again, not going into super detail here, but let's say we get that warranty registration. And then how does that kick back through HubSpot and you get an alert and says, hey, Roop bought equipment?
Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, sometimes this is kind of a slow transition, but we've seen several actually clients over the years that are still doing like paper registrations. You know the old postcard that says,
oh my gosh.
You buy a new blender or something and you register it and you fill out this postcard and put it in the mail and off it goes. That's no good. And it's 2024 heading into 2025. So put that online. You put that instead of a postcard, put a QR code to a website form. Let them fill that form out that will feed right back into your CRM, and you've closed the loop that way. And most of these are going to kind of work that way. Another way beyond warranty registrations is customer satisfaction surveys. So, and you can incentivize them. We have a client, I won't mention, they know who they are, that incentivizes with a gift card.
Nice, lovely.
Right? So you send out to, you know the customer got this equipment, and on the instruction bag or the manual that comes with it, there's a QR code that kind of explains, hey, this QR code could be worth $20 to you or whatever.
Awesome.
I love $20.
Take $20 any day.
Free $20?
Absolutely.
So you scan that code, you head again to a website with a form, has a bunch of questions on it. You can get some legit like satisfaction questions out of it. You can get some content ideas out of it. But like the main thing you're getting out of it is they got to enter, kind of like a warranty, they got to enter that serial number and where they bought it. And that ties back in. And we know that stuff. So now we know it's delivered and it's done. So customer satisfaction surveys, reaching directly out to your customers, are another way. If you really need to rely on your dealers or your salespeople to do this, and they are not interested in paperwork, which I'm not either, so I sympathize with that. You can send them an email, an automated email, a few days or a week after you've shipped that equipment or that product off to them to deliver to the customer, with just a simple yes/no question on it. Did this sale happen? Did it complete? Click this button for yes, this button for no, and we'll take it from there in the CRM. And
again, all automated.
All automated.
You're not doing any of this.
You're not doing any of it.
You're just setting it up.
Set it up, run it, and let it go. we've seen that done where someone gets that email, clicks it, and it comes back over. We know who we sent it to. We know why we were sending it. It's tied to the product and the CRM and all that stuff up front. We're just simply asking, did the sale complete? I should mention, that's not one where you get back a specific how much did they end up closing the deal for.
Sure.
So you're going to have to deal with like some kind of baseline numbers. Like on average, we sell, this piece of equipment or this product is worth this number. And that can be up or down a little bit depending on the final sale. But that's better than $0.
No, absolutely. Again, it's more knowledge for you. It better enhances your CRM. Mm-hmm. We understand too that you have some really good dealers and you have dealers that are not so great in the sense of inputting information, et cetera. We have some clients, call them clubs, right? And so they're incentivizing dealers. There's a point system. So, hey, did you input at least, or did you get back to us on at least 85% of the leads that we sent you?
Right.
And you get, points that go through something. It might be more co-op dollars from corporate. It could be
discounts
it could be a
on
trip.
Discounts on equipment.
Discounts on equipment. Yeah. It could be hey, if you get 1,000 points within the year, you go to Cabo, wherever it may be. But we've seen that in a myriad of ways. And again, it's just little things of just check this box, say yes or no. And that's always a good incentivization because it's for them personally.
Yeah, and this data is pretty valuable. I mean, you've heard us talk a lot about first-party data, but this is the end of that first-party data, closing that loop. All the stuff you've done to learn about your customer, that they actually bought something and completed the sale is kind of the ultimate.
And you bring up lookalikes. That's a great point. Think about the cross-sell opportunities too. Mm-hmm. Hey, we know that Mr. Roop, bought a skid steer. It's his year anniversary. Has he been to the dealership to get it fine-tuned? Does he know about our array of attachments for said skid steer?
If you're tracking him in your CRM, maybe you've seen him looking at some content around specific attachments, say for snowing equipment or something like this. Now you can flag, put all that together, send him a communication email, contact his dealer and say, hey, we saw the guy looking at this stuff. He bought this from you a year ago. Maybe it's time to reach out to him.
It's like an orchestra.
Right.
That's beautiful.
You love that stuff.
A symphony. And here's the cool thing. The setup, of course, right, is a ton in the sense of your world and working with an agency partner or your team. Once you get there, though, it does. That's a beautiful thing right there. Mm-hmm. And then you just you're going to sleep at night and you're selling product, and we know how you're selling product.
And one last point on this, data is a two-way street, right? Like you're asking for it from these dealers and your salespeople. It's also good to share with them like the results that you're seeing on your side. They want to see qualified high intent leads. They want to get them in a timely manner. Be transparent with them about the data you collect and that you're sending back to them. If it's a really, really good lead, let them know, hey, there's a very high probability you're going to close this one. If it's a lower intent one, they still probably want it, but let them know that too.
Of course. That's a great point. And then you're starting to create synergies within your sales team and your marketing team, and that's where it gets exciting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We get this all the time. If you have further thoughts on this or want to talk, please reach out. We love talking through this. We've done a lot in the last year to really figure this out too. You talked to us a couple of years ago, and it was just more of a client, a great client of ours for a long time, would always talk about closing the loop. And man, we're here now, and it's pretty cool through some of the technology tools and the ability to understand the ROI of your marketing dollar, which is why we're all in business, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what we have for you today. Next week's topic
is content marketing worth it for B2B
bingo
businesses?
Absolutely. And it's a great one too. And very timely as we launch Ditch Witch into this new world of podcasting. Okay, my friend, always a pleasure.
Yeah.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Good topic, Sam. Good idea this week.
Thank you. I try to come in clutch from time to time. We will see you then. Thank you so much for listening.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. We hope you've enjoyed our little chat and found ways to grow your own marketing strategies. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on social media @Littlefield Agency.